In accordance with their job of safeguarding commuters and motorists along the Jesse Junction by Warri Benin Expressway, leadership of Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC in Unit 3 Sapele, headed by Marshal S.A. Gagiyowe and Deputy Marshal S.A. Balogun, have called on the federal, state and local government of Ethiopia local government to, as a matter of urgency, create an alternative channel for motorists coming to Ijere Kingdom and those moving to Sapele. The Jesse Junction by Warri Benin Expressway has been a flashpoint for years, with series of fatal and serious accidents recorded almost on a weekly basis due to commuters flying the one-way route into Jesse town and fro, a risky move that has resulted to the demise of many. When we spoke to the FRSC leaders, they told Rero TV of the danger that occur frequently on the road and called on the government to either create a U-turn or construct a pedestrian bridge to curb the incessant accidents on the highway.
I am Marshal S.A. Gagiyewe, the unit coordinator of Unit 3, Sapele. As a special marshals of the Road Safety Corps, we are saddled with the responsibility of making sure that our roads are safe, because we have a slogan which says safer roads, fuller lives. So we are ensure that our roads are safe for for the road users. And in course of doing that, we have identified a black spot in Jesse Junction by Warri Benin Expressway, where we have had series of accidents occurred in that place, fatal ones at that, and we have been able to identify the problem associated with the accident, that there is no turning point in that area. So vehicles, motorists tend to go engage the traffic coming from Benin. They go engage the traffic in the expressway to access Jesse and Mosoga, and that's why we have come here to see the Warri, the Udure one of OV of Ijere Kingdom, to solicit his support to see how a turning point can be created, as well as a pedestrian bridge to minimize road traffic crashes that happens on that point.
So what are the efforts you've made to reach the government on this issue?
Well, we will be talking to individuals, but I think this media, especially this medium that we're using now, it has a very far reach, and we're sure that His Excellency Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa will get to know of our plight in this regard, and I know him; he will do something to minimize road crashes on our roads. We still want to take this advocacy to the local government chairman, because this is happening in his own local government, and I'm sure he will listen to us and something will be done.
My name is Marshal S.A. Balogun, the Deputy Unit Coordinator, Unit 3, Sapele. Very many times you go there to do road safety work to make sure that at least we slow down vehicle, but you cannot enforce people from not passing there because there is no turning point where it is safe for them. So we only go there to make sure that we slow them down, control traffic, and let people now access coming to Jesse. To enforce that particular law, obeying it, is they have to go through Amukpe roundabout. And you can imagine how they will now do that from, if you already getting there. If they are already in Sapele, negotiating Amukpe roundabout, coming to Benin, it is okay. But for now, it is difficult. If we are able to have a good turning point, then we can enforce the law.
The group also made their way to the palace of the paramount ruler of Ijere Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Udure I in Otoro Ijere, to seek the support of the monarch in spreading the message to the government, as indigents from the kingdom have been mostly affected by the road situation. The king, in his remark, acknowledged the leaders of the FRSC before assuring that Ijere Kingdom will do all within our power to make sure that an immediate attention is given to the road to avert accidents and bad news.
The issue you have raised is very germane, because although it's a federal road, but we are all well aware that those who are losing there are not federal people. They are Ijere sons and daughters who ordinarily are part of my subject. I have, as a king, made a lot of policies about the safety of our roads in Nigeria Kingdom. Before now, we were assessing Sapele by using the old road. Now that there is a new road, the controller of works, Federal Ministry of Works, in charge of this area ought to know that there is a high traffic of people going to Sapele and coming from Sapele, and therefore should make a provision for a turning point at that point of that route. And because there is no turning point, we are losing human almost on daily basis. There's hardly a day or a week that you don't have fatal accident on that portion. Because when you come from Sapele, you are going to be driving against traffic, trailers and articulated vehicles. So I want to plead with the federal government, the Delta State government and the Ethiopian West local government to urgently come to our rescue and put a turning point at that spot, and also use the same measure to talk about a pedestrian bridge, because the dual carriageway is so busy that a lot of people, aged people, young people, they hardly can cross that road. But if you have a pedestrian bridge and people bypass that bridge and anything happens, we can have justification to say they were deliberately disobedient. But when there is a pedestrian bridge, people will be forced to use it. And so I want to commend the organization for taking it up as a responsibility. The project is a project that the kingdom want to key into. The kingdom support it. Our prayers are with you.
From Jesse Town, this is Rero TV, and my name is Akborero Henry Akbos. Thank you for watching.